it's Jermaine and Stop. It's Jermaine and Katron from One Umbrella Marriage. Thank you guys for joining us again. Today we decided we wanted to talk about something that we feel is one of the most important things in marriage. We want to talk about forgiveness. It is a vital thing in your marriage and probably the most needed component to your marriage, because there's probably nobody you're going to need to forgive more than your spouse on a daily basis sometimes. So we call it reset. And the reason why is because a few years ago, Jermaine came to me. We were on it was a Valentine's Day, maybe 4 years ago. And he said, we were driving home from our dinner date. And he says, why don't he said, I want to talk about some things. And I want us to press reset on some stuff. And we had some things happen in our life. We had a bunch of deaths in our families. We had financial problems. We had family issues. We hadn't had any personal marital issues yet, but we had some outside stuff that was sort of like baggage. And so he said, let's try starting over on a few things. So basically, let's offer each other some forgiveness. And so today, I think it's vital for us to talk about offering forgiveness to our mates. One of the most important things that we can do is offer forgiveness. So, babe, why don't you tell us how the term reset came about for you? What made you?
Well, I think that what happened while we was at dinner, I realized that we were going through a good time in our relationship, but knowing that it's easier to get things solved in your marriage when things are going good. It's kind of hard to get things on track when things are messed up, because you're mad and he's mad and everybody's a little upset. So we were having a great time, but I just thought it was a good time to work on some new things. And I realized that we as people, we wear the hardships of life. And I felt like because of some of the stuff that we had to endure, we were starting to look and wear those problems and those issues a little bit, and it was wearing on us. And I just wanted our marriage to get back to where it was before those things happened. And I felt like it was just easy. And I remember like playing a video game as a kid, and if you're losing real bad in a video game, you could run up to the video game and hit reset. And you could, and the person you're playing with, they would be upset because you pressed reset. Well, the good thing about the whole metaphor and analogy of hitting reset, when you play in a video game and you hit reset, you could start it all over again. It has no memory of what you did in before. And so we would do that all the time as kids. But now, if you play the video games now, it's a whole process to hit reset. Like, you can't just go up to the video game anymore, hit reset anymore. There's no reset button. You got to go through the menu, and when you cut it back on, it tells all of the old information. It says that you lost, and do you want to. Even if you cut your computer off, it records what you once did.
What windows you had open.
And it asks you, do you want to open up those old windows and things like that? Well, it's the same thing in life and same thing in marriage.
Yeah.
We remember all the old stuff that we all been through. It's not like before. When you hit reset, it's supposed to start all over again. It's not supposed to be, hey, do we still remember all of the stuff? Do you want to keep a folder of all of the stuff that we went through? That's the purpose of hitting reset. And we had some couples over our home, and we talked about hitting reset to all of them, and all of them thought we were crazy. Like, oh, well, he did this or she did that. I don't want to give them a free pass. It's not a free pass. It's not this person did the worst thing in the world. Well, you stayed married to them. You stayed married, and since you did stay married, you want to hit reset on some of this stuff to free not only the person that you're married to, but you also want to free yourself. You want to free yourself from going along, being mad, still carrying a piece of bitterness. And it's not always the easiest thing. And to forgive somebody, and it's a little different than, forgiveness is everything to your relationship, but hitting reset, you know what it is that you guys kind of carrying around, and I knew in our marriage there was some stuff that, we went through that we probably shouldn't have had to go through. But we both made some bad decisions here, and it was a bad decision over here. And I felt bad that we made that bad decision and went down that road. But And so I was just basically, I went to her and offered, hey, can we hit reset here and offer this thing? I know. So,
Yeah. I think that what happens is it's really difficult because forgiveness is hard because we don't want to let go of stuff.
You feel attached to your thing that
you're hurt. Yeah.
you're hurt.
You feel attached to your hurt. You feel attached and you feel validated. So it allows you to say, this is the reason why I'm doing this or that. This is the reason why I don't communicate, or this is the reason why I'm not as whatever you are, or this is the reason why I don't give him sex, or this is the reason why, I don't buy or I don't spend, or, this is the reason why I don't communicate such and such, or this is the reason why we're not best friends, because you're holding on to something. And you have proof. It's not that you're not valid. It's not that the person didn't do what they said they were going to do. But forgiveness is a gift. And it's a gift, one, that you're offering mostly to yourself and to your spouse. So we want to offer forgiveness because if you're not going to, you might as well not be in the marriage. There's no reason to continue in a marriage where you're not going to continually offer forgiveness. Marriage is one of those relationships where you're probably going to have to forgive daily, because we are sensitive people. We have things in our lives where we don't, we get hurt easily. People say things and we get hurt. Our friends could say it to us, or our best friend, girlfriend can say it to us, and we might not get as hurt. But if our husband or spouse says it, we take offense. So we take offense easily, and then we carry these lists. We carry lists of, okay, he didn't help me do this, and he didn't help me do that, or she didn't give me no sex, she said no, and then we start building upon these lists. She told her mother and not me. Whatever that is, she went out with her girlfriends and didn't say. She didn't bring me nothing home. She didn't cook me dinner. And then we build and build and build these lists on our mate, and we don't realize it, but they start wearing down the relationship. But it's really hard when you're hurt to offer forgiveness. And I'll just tell you, in our own situation, when I had hurt Jermaine, it was difficult for him to offer forgiveness. But in our counseling, our pastors asked him, we're asking you to start over, basically, to give her a clean slate. And it was hard, but he did it. But it frees him up. I think it freed him up more than anything else. And I think, even though I had asked him to do it, I think it coming from somebody else made it easier for him to say, yep, that's something I need to do. It frees you up when you forgive. I hear this, I heard this saying that, and I know many people have heard it, that unforgiveness is like drinking poison and thinking that the person that you're upset with or you is going to die, but it's not. You're drinking your own poison and you're carrying that inside. So when we offer forgiveness, it's not for our mate. It really is for us.
Yes, and it's for the marriage. It's for the greater part of the marriage. And I know a lot of times when you feel like you've been right about what you're angry about or you're upset about, when you feel like you're right about that, you feel entitled to reflect on your anger and show that you're upset. And I think that's normal. I think that's the way that normal people handle things. But we all got married to be an extraordinary marriage. And since we all said that we was going to be in this great, extraordinary marriage, then we have to do some things that's a little different. We have to go and say, hey, it's more challenging times these days. And so now, since it's more challenging times, we have to go about our principles in a different way. So offering forgiveness to somebody who wronged you, and the person that you signed a contract with, that you stood in front of all your family and loved ones with, that person needs for your forgiveness. So if we all can just sit down with each other and your mate come home, or if you guys are watching this together today, and if you could say to them that, hey, babe, I'm sorry, I messed up in October of 2015, and I really didn't apologize to you the right way. And I want to be able to be forgiven for that. But also, I plead with you to forgive me, and I want to see if we can hit reset on that part. Just run up to the video game and hit reset, and see if it should work. Just tell her, hey, I heard this wonderful message, and this is what the story was, and it's about us forgiving. And it's not, hey, go out on Friday night, mess around on your wife or mess around on your husband, and then come back home and say, babe, I need to hit reset, babe. I messed up. That's not what this is. This is some stuff that, hey, that boggled your relationship down at one point in your marriage.
And you know it did. And you're carrying it.
And you're carrying it. You're wearing the scar. Your husband's wearing this scar. Your wife is wearing this scar. You guys are wearing it. And you just need to hit reset so the scar can heal.
Yeah.
Go
on.
And then your marriage, you'll see that it'll get back to normal, or get back to where it was when you walked down the aisle and said you was going to be with this person for the rest of your life. And it'd be a great marriage. So.
Yeah, because holding on to the stuff, holding on to your list, holding on to all the problems is really the enemy of your marriage. Holding on to the things that bother you, it's the enemy, and it is the pitfall of your marriage, because things grow. They don't stay here. We think that, this is this, but it actually is it gets bigger and it gets worse because we hold on to it. So forgiveness is an offering. It is something that we're offering to our mate. It is a gift. It is, and you have to do it daily. It's a daily gift. We have gotten back to that because sometimes we say things that may be out of pocket or may cause us to get quickly offended, but it's an offering.
Yeah, but so does your boss.
Right,
and
right.
So does the kids.
Amen.
You know how to forgive your boss. You know how to forgive your coworkers. You know how to forgive.
You can forgive your pastor if they say something that you don't like, or whoever it is.
It's a list of people that we know how to forgive. But our mate, we judge them by a higher standard, and everything that our mate does is almost unforgivable. And that's the craziest thing, because we have to share a lot with our mates, but that's the one person who we try not to forgive as much, and that's just not how this should work. So I hope you guys
enjoy it.
Enjoy the message
and
today.
You hit reset today.
Yeah.
Think about it. Give your mate the offering of resetting. Reset back to something. And it may not be everything, but it's a start, and begin with it today. So #reset. Bye.